Uh-oh. Hi. Hi, Becky. Hi, Safia. And how did I end up with you guys as banners? I have no idea. Oh boy. Banners. Comments. I don't know how to. Banners. I don't want a banner. How do I elite? Uh-oh. I don't want a banner. Hi, Barbara. Go get your coffee, as they would say. And Callie's got the zoomies. I know. It just, I'm thinking, what button did I hit? There is a banners button up here on the right, but I didn't click it, and there's no way of turning it off. So I don't want delete folder. I don't want to delete anything because, well, delete folder, delete folder. I hope I come back. No, that didn't do anything. Comments, 5 comments. There are the comments. Oh, well, could be worse. I had one banner a couple of years ago that was not nice, and I couldn't figure out how to remove it without leaving. So this isn't bad. It just says hi to Safia and Becky. So I will leave it where it is because I don't know. I know, I know, I know. Private chat, brand. I have no brand. Hi, Carol. Click on the message again to click it off. Where I said hi to them? Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Carol. I hope you're feeling better. Sounds like you've got a thank you. Sounds like you have a whole bunch of doctor's appointments coming up. It's too bad you couldn't. Wouldn't it be great if they were all in one place? They have a facility down here called Gateway, and it's a huge facility, and it has like all, pretty much every doctor that you could possibly want to see in one building, plus a pharmacy. But it's far away from here. Hi, Lydia. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by for hubba day. Another Wednesday. Probably not. Yes, lots going on. Yeah. Well, just chip away. Hopefully, they can get to the bottom of whatever, and get you all fixed up. So you feel like your old self again, or actually feel like a better self. Yeah, you don't want to feel like your old self. You want to feel like a better self, I guess. Hi, Pam. Good to see you. I was watching Becky this morning stitching away, and I really love that puffy butterfly that you made. It came out really cute. I know you were very frustrated with it, but now you said that you're going to make like a messenger bag, like over your shoulder bag that would just kind of hold your, like a wallet and a phone. So it's going to be, I was wondering how wide that would be because I started doing that stitching on some thin felt and just little squares, and I'm very much interested. I think it would be, I could stay more focused if I crossbody bag. Okay, that means, yeah, gotcha. Um, I would be more focused if I knew that there would be an end, product. And the piece that I'm doing, I think, no, excuse me, I can taste my morning's coffee. It's about, I could make it about that wide. And then it's long enough, right? So you can fold it over and then whoops, woo, and have a flap for the closing. it will end up being about 5 inches across. Oh, okay. All right. That's really, I like that idea. I think that, and I figured that when it got to the point of making the bag, you could maybe help me along, hold my hands, not one hand. It'd be hard to do it with one hand. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just started with scraps, and it was really crooked, and then I tried to straighten it out. So now I have a triangle piece, but it's kind of straight. And of course, it can be made straight. I can just stitch over the edges and then, stitch along the end and then cut off the excess or whatever. I think I can figure that out. But I love all your embellishments. Yeah, we were talking about you, Carol, about, some of the beautiful stitches that you did. I was, oh, I contacted a pet sitter through rover.com. Oh my God, what a horrible app. But anyway, I managed to get through, and apparently I used them once before. And it must have been a long time ago. And the name of the sitter, her name was Kayla, Kayla, and she was a great pet sitter. And that's when I had the 2 cats, and I really liked her a lot. And she had to drive quite a ways. Her husband was in the Coast Guard, but stationed at the Patrick Air Force Base. So it probably took her a good 40 minutes to get here, but she did a great job with both cats, and she always took pictures, and she was very conscientious. And I knew eventually, he was going to get shipped out or stationed somewhere else, and eventually she was. But apparently I found her through Rover, because when I went into Rover, I apparently already had an account, and it shows a picture of Kayla, and it has all of the information. Hi, Angie, that I had filled in years ago for her. It had the name of my vet, and it even had the directions about the kitty litter, and it had both cats. So I had to go in there and, only put the one cat. But so we're going to try to FaceTime this evening around 6. So that will be, instead of a greet and meet, I guess they want to do a FaceTime, which is fine with me. It's a married couple, young couple. They have a 10-month-old baby, and they live just on the other side of my community. They're like less than a mile away from where I am, so they'll be close by. So we'll see how it works out. I'm hoping that it'll be fine. The dates that I gave them were fine. On this app, I had to put a specific time in, and I did. And then they said, "Are you flexible?" And I said, "Really, I don't care what time you come. Come whenever it suits you." I know, and the price is right. They're very reasonable. I think it's $20 a day, and that's fine. So I'm hoping that all of that's going to work out, and then I don't have to worry about that. And I'm leaving on a Thursday. I have them come in Friday and Saturday, and I'll be home Sunday. So 1 and done, or 2 and done, or whatever. So I was on Colleen's stream yesterday, and Kathy Burke couldn't make it because she had lost her power, and Devin was there, and Devin's on at 2:30, and there's another woman that's coming on at 1:45. Her name is Michelle Walz, and she's part of Beth's group. And she'd messaged me very, very sweetly, messaged me and wanted to know what would 1:45 be a good time, that she wouldn't be kind of stepping on my toes. And I felt like saying to her, that's fine. I mean, no one owns the internet. It's the wild, wild west, whatever. But I thanked her for being considerate and said, yeah, that would be fine. So I not, this is the first I've met her, so to speak. So, and on Colleen's chat, they were playing around with shrinky dinks, and Colleen had like a mat, like a shrinky dink mat that you could do it and then put like a thing over it that would hold it down so it wouldn't fly away. And I don't really remember, but I jumped on the bandwagon and bought that little individual pancake maker, and I bought shrink paper. So I did one. I made she was using a bought stamp. Where is it now? That I really liked. So I carved my own. And so I stamped that yesterday on the shrink plastic thing. And then I colored it in with Faber-Castell ink pens. Whoops. And I shrank it. Honey, I shrank the kids. So that's how it came out. I wish I had punched a hole in it. Hi, Candy. Because this is hard plastic. I mean, this is really, there's no way I could punch a hole in it now. Because it'd be a cute little dangly. It's really hard. I could do it over again. And you know what? I found out that that thing, that pancake maker really doesn't work that great. Much better just take your heat gun and kind of hang on to it and flatten it down. And I could use a Dremel, except that I broke my wannabe Dremel. I took it all apart, tried to fix it, and then realized I couldn't fix it. So then I took it apart and took it completely apart to use the parts to make something with. But yes, a Dremel would. I have another little hand tool. Actually, I have a drill I could probably use. That's a good idea. Thanks, Candy. I could put a drill to that and drill a little hole. I have little tiny drills. Well, Angie, how productive of you. You didn't do any crafting, but you 3 drawers of lace. Good for you. I wish I could clean out a drawer or 2. I go through them and then I don't throw anything out. Hi, Michelle. There's Michelle Walls. She's going to come on at 1:45. Welcome. And yeah, she was very considerate. So welcome, Michelle. Can't even imagine. Well, I can't either personally, but a lot of people like lace and have a lot of it. I have little bits of lace, for like trimmy stuff. But anyway, that's my little thing. I wanted to show that to you. And you can hear how, whoops. And Becky, 1:45, that would be that's Eastern, I'm assuming, because that's my time, so I'm assuming Eastern. And Becky, I know I have a piece of mail from you because I got it in informed delivery, but I didn't go out and get it. So I will have to show that on Sunday. I ordered a new wristband for my Apple Watch, because the bands for it are my wrist is kind of narrowish, for a large woman. I have very narrow. And the bands that come with the Apple Watch bands are very hard, and when I have to pull them all away, then I've got the big tail. So this is an elastic style band. And so I bought some of those, and they're supposedly arriving today. And you're still stitching dots? Oh, you do. Oh, the frosting. Oh, okay. You're doing the embellishing. Very cool. All righty. Excellent. I have pretty much all my postcards done. Well, actually, I only have 4 more to actually do. And so I'm all really done with that. I just have a couple of four more to kind of add embellishments to. And then I have the numbers all cut out for them. And I'll show you, well, I'll show you the one I did today. It's not today's, but I'm going to jump ahead because I was really psyched about it. I have a really neat embossing folder that does dandelions. And I embossed it on a aluminum can, and then I kind of cut it out, and then I stitched it on the card. I don't know whether you can see this or not, but I was kind of happy with my stitching. You can see that. But that's going to be for July 26th. It's one of my favorite embossing folders. It's kind of shiny. I don't know that you can see that. And I tell you, I just sewed around, went through the foil and the cardboard and everything. So that's 26. That's 10 days from now, or 9 days from now. And you won't remember when you see it. So anyway, I'm working in this is what I'm working on. Meg Get Messy Art, Junk Journal July, hosted by Meg Journals. I get all excited this morning because, oh, thank you. Yeah, I was really happy with how it came out too, Barb. I got excited this morning. I was watching YouTube videos and Becky, and then I saw a guy that I follow, James Burke. He's Australian, but I think he lives in California, and he works at Disneyland, which is in California, I think. And he's an artist, and it said that he was going to do homemade, and it said Junk Journal July homemade, which is the prompt for the 15th. Which is where I have to catch up. And I got all excited. I said, because I was kind of struggling with homemade. Like, what am I going to do with homemade? The whole thing is homemade. And what he did was he made a complete homemade journal out of shopping bags that he had been collecting shopping bags, the ones with the handles, the fancy ones that come from shops and everything. Hi, Brenda. And so he cut them all down, and he made 2 gigundo, huge journals, and that was his homemade. And then he did a big double page spread in one of those big journals, and he used big chunks of packaging, plastic bags and such, and then colored it. And it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So it didn't really help me much. So what I've decided to do is, for homemade, I've got the petal aged. I have all the others, and I think you've all seen them. I'll show you whether or not. I was very happy, very proud of how Weather came out. And I used that very fancy paper from Amazon. And Candy, I did post the link for that package of papers on my Facebook page. If you want to, because I remember you were asking for a link, and I put it there. And I think it's $18.99. And there's 96 pieces in the pack, and they come in several different colors. I had picked the blue green. I guess I had picked the blue pack. So this is that paper. Yeah. And what did I type in? I think I typed in scrap packets or something on Amazon. But anyway, the link is there for you if you want to check it out. And I thought it was less than that, but I didn't realize they were 96 pages. It's a lot of paper for 20 bucks. So behind this is a stencil that I had made around Christmas time of a fir tree, and this paper reminded me of snow. So that became the weather page. And so the next page is the homemade page. So this is what I'm going to do. This is, thank you, Aunt Bex. There it is. This is the dental paper that they put behind your head in the dental chair, I guess. I didn't get the medical exam table paper, but I got the dental paper. And I have 2 rolls of it, and it's kind of like tissue paper, and it's got a rough side. Oh wow, Candy, that is a deal. $13.59. Jump on it. That is a deal. I might even go back and get another packet in a different color, because the papers are just phenomenal. So this has got like a shiny side and the dull side. And I'm going to stamp on the shiny side. And this is where the homemade is going to come in, because I'm going to stamp it with all of my homemade stamps. And that'll be my homemade. These are the homemade stamps that I could find. So I'm going to glue it down first. Yes, it is. It is good on the jelly plate. I've already used it. That's where I got it. I may do some jelly plate printing later. I kind of said that I mentioned that I might. I saw a really neat technique, and I'm sure it's not new, but it's new to me. And you think I could find it again? Hell no. I looked, and I usually save that kind of stuff. I'll either send it to my notes or something. I didn't save, and a lot of times I have a save to thing, on YouTube, and I have all these categories, and I didn't save to anywhere. And then I went back in my history. I couldn't find it anywhere. But in essence, what she did was she did a very simple scribbly type of drawing of flowers in a flower pot, but she used really soft, very, very messy black charcoal, the kind that, you turn upside down and there's charcoal dust everywhere. And she plopped that down on a jelly plate. I figured I'd put this down first, and then kind of rubbed it for probably 15 seconds, and then pulled it. Hi, Renee. Welcome. And then she pulled it. And the charcoal print, what she drew on the charcoal paper, was there, left behind on the jelly plate, and no longer chalky. It's completely stuck to the jelly plate. It was so cool. And then she added color. She colored it in, and I think she used paints. I don't remember now. And then let it dry, and then put a piece of paper down, and let that dry. Did the long dry, 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, well, that's fine. Stay as long as you can. And then she pulled it, and it was gorgeous. So I was thinking of trying that. And I did do a little experiment, a really little dry run on it. When I say little, I did it on an index card. And I scribbled the charcoal. You did? Good for you. I scribbled on an index card charcoal with one of those charcoal sticks, the willow charcoal sticks, right? And put this down on the jelly plate, and the print came, the charcoal came up on the jelly plate, and then I colored it in with magic markers. That's magic marker, pink magic marker, green. And then I put it back on the little jelly plate, rubbed it, left it for about a minute or two and pulled it. And it came up just like this. I mean, this is nothing fancy, but it's a really neat technique. Working with charcoal is messy, but if you put it down on the jelly plate, it kind of neutralizes that messiness. So I thought maybe I would trace her onto deli paper or the dental paper, but trace her in charcoal and see if I can't transfer her without ruining her. I'm a little afraid to, do the whole thing. Yeah, okay. You ordered both sets too? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and order, especially at that price. So I might try that. And then I could color in her glasses black, because I didn't notice it, but I think Renee noticed it. This is an ad for Skechers. And in her sunglasses, you can see the sneakers, the Skechers. But I could just color that in black. And so I might try that, because I like it, kind of maybe trace parts of the Eiffel Tower too. It might be fun to try. All right, but first I'm going to do, this is homemade. And I'm going to do some homemade stamping. I've got lots of homemade stamps, but not so many that are carved. A lot of them are on foam stamp, the kid foam that you carve into with a whatever. So, and I'm going to use the VersaFine, even though it's a little juicy. If I can get it open. Jeez Louise. Wow. All right. I carved this fish stamp a long time ago, and it's kind of like and I actually I have it framed. It's like a little design of a fishy, and I really like it a lot. So we'll stick this down here. And we'll stick it, kind of do like so. Do some fishies. Oops. I carve on these little blocks. I carve everything. I carve on both sides and on the sides too. I get the most. Let's see, I'm going to go this way. I was watching on Wonderlust. They're doing printing right now, and there was a wonderful artist, and there was I think a print that she really liked that was on a quilt, and she carved it in four blocks, and each block was part of the design. And then she printed it out in succession. And oh my God, it came out so beautiful. Yeah, we'll do that. So when I stamped these, I stamped them so they were a square, and they were all their noses were kind of, fish don't really have noses, but their faces were all. And it's framed behind me. And I actually made the stamp for my brother's birthday card. Yeah, that's good. And we'll just do this. And we'll come in. And add some other stuff on. Oops, sorry. I have to hang up. Oh dear. My neighbor. I hope everything's okay. My neighbor's calling. She's the older lady. I hope she's good. What's today? There. So now I have okay, Becky, I'm sorry you're feeling so poorly. I know you this morning you said you felt something coming on. All right. So that's that. And now let's add. Oh, I know what I have. I carved designs on this side of the stamp. So let's do some of those. This ink is so potent, isn't it? Oh dear, I didn't hang up. Jeannie? Yeah, can I call you back? I'm live streaming, or is everything okay? Okay, bye-bye. I didn't hang up. Oh, God. Sorry about that, folks. So that's a little design. Oh, this is turning out better than I thought. Okay, there you go. Let's see. Here's another stamp. I don't think I have any room for her. Here's another design on this stamp. Take advantage of everything. I should really, ooh, that's a nice one. And I think, you see, yeah. There was a craft company a while ago, and they contacted, hi, Monkey, and hi, Gail. I guess, yeah. I could hear her, and I didn't hang up, but there was a craft company that contacted some of us. They contacted Carol, and then Carol told them about me, and there was a bunch of us jumped on. We ended up. Is Monkey Colleen? Oh, hi, Colleen. I always forget your name, and I'm so embarrassed, so I always call you Monkey, but Colleen. Okay, I should be able to remember that. Let's add a little blue. But anyway, they contacted us, and I guess you had to have X amount of subscribers, and then they would send you. You could pick a product. I think up to 3 products, and then you were expected to do a demo. And I picked their carving set, and it came with carving tools, which were not as good as Speedball carving tools, but they were okay. And it came with like a pack of, I don't know, like 9 of these squares to carve. And they were squares, and there were different colors, as you can see. And so I carved them using, I did a little, a little demo carving with their carving set. And I got a a print making, like a mark making print set from them, and something else. All right, how about we can use this, and this can be some waves. So we'll add a little blue. Ooh. Ooh. Isn't that a gorgeous color? Let me stamp it over here. This is such a beautiful blue. I love this color. I'll hold it up in a second. So the fishies are swimming through the deep blue sea. I got it all over me. All right, let me hold it up so you can see how beautiful that blue is. And that blue is paradise. Can you see how pretty that blue is? It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful blue. Look at that. And I got it all over me too. I can just do a partial print. I have a whole book on doing art with your fingerprints. I went over and I was watching Dee Dee, and she was showing her haul from Hobby Lobby. There's somebody in craft calls, and I love it. I can't remember who it is. Here's a feather stamp that I carved a while ago. I'm not going to put the feather on here, but and that was, I was trying to draw out. That was this one here. Trying to draw that one out. Well, I have a couple of others too. I have a birdie that I really like. I don't know where. I thought I had these all together, and I did a little gnome, and I did a little lion. Well, there's a couple of others too. I don't know where they are. Anyway, so those are some of my stamps. Pretty basic. Okay, so that's homemade. Yes, they do. That's why they're good for embossing. You can put embossing powder on them, and they work great with embossing powder. But these are already dry. I mean, yeah, they don't dry as quickly as Ranger ink, but this is dry. See, they're dry. Kinda, maybe. Yeah, they take a while to dry. Yes, absolutely. And I guess they're not. I don't know. They're not. They're pigments, right? Yeah, this blue is. I love this blue. This is a pigment ink. I guess there's a pigment ink, and then there's a dye ink, and I guess there's a difference between the two. And they're pretty expensive. So I started out with 3 colors. I got the blue, I got a shady lane, a darkish green, and then of course I got black. So I started out with 3. Oh, I should go. Hi, Beth Schuler. How are you? My northern neighbor. I'm sure it's hot up your way. So that's my homemade page. And it's homemade because it's my homemade stamps. So I'm going to turn the page. Now, this is my junk journal made out of my junk mail, and part of this came from a travel journal, a travel mag thing that I got in the mail, and it became part of my journal. All right, so the next thing on the list is petal. Well, I have tons of petals. As you know, I got really into making the petals by the magazine things. And I think I'm going to cover this again with another piece of that. Whoops. Oh, boy. Good thing I had to go back because I skipped a page. I think I'm going to cover it with another sheet of that dental paper. I think I will. And I'll just, I mean, I could cover this with gesso, but since I have so much of this, why not? I'll cover this. Yes, Beth is here. Yay. Stay, 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 stay. All right. You get 2 rolls of this when you buy it. And I have no idea what I paid for it. I don't remember. Okay. All right. Let's stick that down. And I'm almost finished with this. I have another big jug. I went all out and I spent a fortune on golden matte medium. I got a quart of it. Yep, 32 ounces of it. I know Dee Dee keeps hers in an empty, like, dish soap container, like a Dawn or something like that. But I don't have anything like that. So, all right. That is empty for sure. And I think I'm going to let me do this. That way the crease will be okay. Let me get under here. I didn't get all of that. Smoosh that under there. That's okay. It's not going anywhere. It's not like this journal is going to be looked at and leafed through. Okay, now, petals. Hi, Yolan. Yolan is on at 2:30. And will be, I'm assuming, jelly plate printing. To our amazement and awe. Oh, I have to show you. Oh, well, you probably saw it because I posted a picture of my shrinky dink from yesterday. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. You saw it, and I saw yours too. And that's, I had copied that stamp that Colleen had. I had made my own version of it, and that's what I used, but that's how it came out. And that's hard plastic. You can hear it. And I tried doing it in the pancake thing. And yeah, that didn't work out that well. So now I have a mini pancake thing that I could probably use for pancakes. Because what I did was I cut up one of Timmy's nylon Teflon mats type of things. I cut that up in a circle to go inside the pancake thing. I guess I could. But the thing is, I mean, I could eat more than one pancake. Probably 2. I think I'm just going to lay these out, and I will have my petals. like buttons, and that will take care of the petals. I was telling everybody, and I know you know this. I'm sure you know this method. Oh, I can stick that on. I saw somebody use. Hi, Kimberly. Happy Hub Day to you too. Stick that there. That would be interesting. Can you see what I'm doing? No. There. How's that? I saw somebody take like charcoal, like the real loose powdery charcoal stuff, and do a big drawing of it, doing a drawing like a loose flower pot type of thing with flowers, and they put that down on a jelly plate, and it was amazing that it picked up all of that loose powdery charcoal and it stuck to the jelly plate, and it wasn't messy. And then she added some color and then did a beautiful pull. That's what I was going to do. I mentioned that I had a new technique for me. I'm sure it's something that you've probably done a lot. Hi, Dar. Hi, Raul. Wow, good to see you guys. Thanks for stopping by. I'm working in the Junk Journal July Challenge. And this is this is July 16th. And it's petals. And I've got lots of petals, so I'm just going to glue them down. And when we did the prompts yesterday, in Colleen's group, one of them was, and they were complicated, and you did a really good job. Yolande had to kind of summarize it so people coming in who wanted to see what the prompts were, and they were out of a different prompt book, so they were a little bit more complicated. And you had to do a Jackson Pollock type of thing. And I'm sure you're all familiar with Jackson Pollock, but he's the big splatterer. They were. And then after first of all, you picked your favorite color. Let me see if I can remember. You picked your favorite color. Then you Jackson Pollocked it. Then you put scraps down, I think. And then you did oil pastels. And then you've done the charcoal transfer. That's what I figured. I would assume you had done that. And then you're supposed to scrape through the oil pastel, like one of those scratch-a-picture thingies that you had as a kid. This is how mine turned out. And you can see some fine scratches here. And what I did all of my splatters with my Posca pens. And I'm going to probably do that on this. I'm going to do some splattering. And it wasn't too messy. And I used every single Posca pen I had. Yeah, I actually, who did these flowers first? It was not Mary. It was Shannon Green. All of the flower thingy started with Shannon Green, I do believe. And then Marcy. And then a whole bunch of us started doing them. But I think Shannon Green was the first. And then she made a zine out of the flowers, which was really cool. I'm so happy to see Shannon Green. She's back on posting on a fairly regular basis. So things must have changed a little. I was on Rosemary's and Rusty Peacock. I almost said the rusty nail. The rusty nail is a drink. The rusty peacock. And this is my glue thing. Stick that over here. What was I going to say now? I totally forgot. Went right out of my sieve called my brain. Rosemary Morris, yes. And I was going to talk about what was we were talking about tamales. That's what we were talking about, tamales. And Susan Popo, Howdy Popo, rather, was kind of teasing Rosemary about how good canned tamales were. And Rosemary was just having a fit about how awful canned tamales are. And then apparently, a couple of Christmas Eves ago, Shannon and Justin, her husband, and their daughter made tamales. I'm gonna show you. I am gonna do that, Candy. You'll see how you splatter with a Posca pen. It's rather easy and not too messy. I mean, splattering is messy. I mean, there's no way you can get around that. It is messy. So Shannon and Justin, and I can't remember her daughter's name offhand, they made tamales from scratch. And they videoed it. And it was hysterical, if you can imagine. It was very, very funny. Justin is kneading the masa dough in his hands, and he's making it into a ball, and he's just squishing it and throwing it back and forth, back and forth. And then they've got the corn husks. And then he's spreading out the masa dough into the corn husks. And Shannon's kibitzing and giving him detailed instructions about he's got too much masa, he doesn't have enough masa. And of course, there's this banter going on back and forth. It's hysterical. Yeah, I've never had them either, Raoul. But it's a masa. It's a masa. It's a dough made of masa, which is cornmeal, and I think lard would be my guess. And then you take corn husks, and I think the corn husks are raw. And then you spread this dough mixture thinly onto the corn husks, and then you kind of fold them. You fold them up and then over, and then you tie them in a string or a little piece of corn husk, and you stack them standing upright in a big pot, so they're all standing up, and then you steam them. Do you watch that video? I thought it was great. I thought it was hysterical. And I think it was determined that this was going to be a one-off Christmas Eve. This was not going to become a tradition in their family, that they were not going to be making fresh tamales on Christmas Eve as a family tradition. Well, I can stick that like that. That's all right. But it was pretty funny. And I figured it would have to be labor intensive. And of course, you don't, all of that work, right? You don't eat. You kind of scrape out the steamed filling, and that's what you eat. You don't eat the corn husks because they're not edible. So it's a lot of work. It's kind of like a corn dumpling. Oh, and banana leaves, yes. And I think you can use banana. I think, yeah, banana leaves would be this. It would be the same thing. Absolutely, the same concept. I'm using the glitter glue because, as you can see, the glue stick is a little sticky. And of course, this you can, with this tip, you can direct the glue around fairly evenly. Stick this down like so. Voila. How we doing? Oh, we're doing good. Okay. I'll have plenty of time to put that page on, and then we'll do some splattering to bring this to life. A splatter here. Yeah, I got out every single Posca pen that I own. I don't have a huge collection. The person that has the largest collection that I know of is Kathy Berg. There, she has a collection. Not only does she have a preponderance, a plethora of colors, but I think she's got all the different sizes too. You've had them from Trader Joe's? Okay. We don't have a Trader Joe's here. Not in the close vicinity. We are getting a Whole Foods, and I didn't realize, but someone said that Trader Joe's is kind of like the poor cousin of Whole Foods, that it's the same company, which means Amazon, because Amazon bought Whole Foods, from what I understand. And I don't know how Home Depot comes into that mix, but the Whole Foods that they're building is attached to a Home Depot. So you can get nuts and bolts and nuts and raisins. Ha 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 ha. All in the same place. Petals. But this stuff works great, doesn't it? You just stick it down. And these were all drawn and cut out of magazines. And some of them are magazine covers, so they're a little sturdier, which is great for this kind of glue. Let's stick this here. These are addictive to make. It's in front of the TV, and I had to stop making them, but it looks like I'm going to use most of them, so I can make them again. The other thing I like to do is I love fussy cutting. I used to call it fancy cutting, but oh, Trader Joe's is Aldi's. Okay, all righty. Thank you, Candy. I knew it had another parent company. Okay, that makes sense, Aldi's. So that would be the high-end Aldi's would be Trader Joe's. I think it was in one Trader Joe once in New Hampshire. That makes sense. And we do have an Aldi's here. And I like the concept, but for me, it's a lot of handling. Packing it yourself, unpacking it. I mean, yeah, and I have enough trouble as it is. So I've actually having most of my groceries delivered. I bought a year's worth of deliveries from Instacart. The last time, I ended up with a couple of broken eggs, which I wasn't happy about. And I'm pretty sure it was in the handling of the guy that delivered them. And I gave them whatever the tip was, I gave them the highest tip on the little tip thing. And of course, now that it's automatically that tip is given unless I go in and change it, which I could, but I figure I always give those people the highest because it's, they're not doing that job because it's a career. They're doing that job because they need a job. So you want to help them out. I lost the pin. There it is. Okay, I'm going to do some splattering. You have a Buc-ee's. You have no trade. I'm not familiar with Bucky's. That must be a northern Florida thing. Huh. Do you have Publix? You must have Publix, right, where you are? Piggly Wiggly. My kids thought that was the funniest name when we were down visiting, when they were little. And they thought Piggly Wiggly's was the funniest name of a supermarket. They thought they just got the biggest kick out of that. And I said, well, when you go back home, we have a Super Duper. How silly is that? But they thought Piggly Wiggly was hysterical. I think Piggly Wiggly, are they going out of business? All right, I'm going to splatter. And this is for you, Candy. So I hope you're in attendance still. I'm just going to grab a handful of my Posca pens. Let's get some bright colors. Some bright colors here. We don't want brown. Let's see. Let's get the blue. Okay, so here's some Posca pens, all right? These aren't the real big nibs. These are the regular nib size. I'm going to put this like so. Because you're going to shake them up. And you might have to give them a little start. And I'm going to start them right on the page. Just going to go like that. And then I'm just going to go kind of flip them. Flick, 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 flick. Just like so. And you even get, whoops, get a little on my cigar box. And that's how you, oh, that's going to be juicy. And you even get the little string action too. See how you get the little string action? And let's do this. Hi, Ruth. Ooh, that's pretty. And it doesn't get all over the place. I haven't hit my iPad yet, nor my computer. The only thing I hit was the cigar box that I have right over here to my left. But it's fun. But you got to flick them. You got to like snap your wrist to get the action. And I got some on my craft thing. Hi, Miriam. Ooh, that was a good one. I am flicking my Poscas. And I'm adding some splattering to my petals page. I'm going to turn it this way. Oh, I just got my iPad. Oh, I spoke too soon. It'll come off. Ooh. I mean, you gotta have stuff on your art stuff, right? Ooh. Take advantage of the burps when you don't want them, right? All right. So it's looking good, huh? So you can see the flowers, the petals. And if you want, you can obviously, if you want to make them really wet, you can spritz them with water. But I can go like that, and some of them, the super wet ones, might start to drizzle down a little bit. But obviously, if you wanted to give a spritz, you could get that moving a lot more. Good idea. You don't want to waste your Poscas on. It's not a waste. How you can say that's a waste? I mean, Jackson Pollock would be insulted by you saying this is a waste. Come on. Really, Gail? It's a beautiful piece of art now. And you're saying I've wasted them? No way. Yeah, you got to make yourself some flowers because that is fun. Absolutely fun. And I'm going to wipe the Posca off my iPad while this dries. Yeah, it comes right off. It's not. And I actually have a protective screen on my iPad. You buy them, you get 2 in a pack, and I've never changed this one. There, I'm all good. Oh yeah, it's less expensive acrylic markers. Yes, I don't have any less expensive acrylic markers. I bought those empty ones, and I tried to make my own, but I was not really impressed with that. You can buy empty ones. They look like this. Have you seen these? And they have a ball in them. And this is a chisel. And I don't think that this would even, they're pretty dry. Yeah, these were a real flop as far as I was concerned. I thought I would try it. Did I say hi to Miriam? I think I did. And hi, Val. And I wasted, I bought, I'm so mad at myself because I had bought some, not high flow, but not super thick, Golden's teal. And I wasted, I put that in here, and I'm so sorry that I wasted that expensive ink. Speaking of wasting ink, yeah. Let's see. No, it's not, yeah, see? You don't really, you get like a little bullseye, but certainly not enough to flick. It's not, I mean, I could add more water to it. Hi, Miriam. Good to see you. Are you going to come on later this afternoon after Devin? Oh, okay. Okay, so that's that page. And the next thing, and I probably have just enough time to do that. Not sure at the moment. Okay, all right. One last one. Aged. Got this. I'm just going to put a picture of me. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Let's see. I'm going to take a heat gun to this. Oh, I was just going to ask you. You did get it. All righty. Yeah. I couldn't resist because I remember I told her that I had and I was laughing because last night you were saying you wish you could find a sticker book that had good letters and fonts. And I said, well, I'm sending you a sticker book, but it's not going to have letters and fonts. But yeah, I'm glad it arrived. Okay, Gail, take care. Maybe see you tonight at Rosemary's. I hope everybody's got their weather. I mean, all their power back on, and there's no storms and such. It's been crazy weather for a lot of the crafters. Kathy had a big storm come through her area. Popo didn't have power for a couple of days due to Beryl. Do you know that Maybe you all know this, but barrel, Berry, is a color. Did you all know that? And I'm the only one that didn't know that beryl was a color. I was cleaning out my fountain pens yesterday and I was looking to put some different color inks in them. And I get ink samples from Goulet Pen, and there's a paint, I mean, a fountain pen ink made by Lamy, which makes beautiful pens. Here's a Lamy. And the name of the color is Beryl, Beryl, F. And then we just had this hurricane named Beryl, and I didn't realize that Beryl was a color. Lamy makes an ink called Beryl, and I will show you what it looks like. It's a very pretty ink. It's a pretty color. So this is Beryl. It's kind of a very darkish red. It's like a maroony red. And that's Beryl. And I think it should be redder than that. There might be a little black left in this. This is one of my favorite pens. It's a little Kawiki. But that's Beryl by Lamy. And this is a pen. This is called an eyedropper pen. Oh, you probably couldn't see that. Let's see. Yeah, this is an eyedropper pen, meaning that you put the ink directly into the barrel, so it can hold a lot of ink, because those cartridges don't hold much. So you just unscrew this, and I took a pipette, one of these, right, and just filled this whole barrel with the ink. And so there's no cartridge, there's no converter. The ink just goes directly into the barrel. And some pens are designed to be eyedropper pens because you can fill them with an eyedropper. You got to make sure there's no holes in them. Wet the ink where you wrote. We can see the colors. Well, it's fountain. I don't think it's going to move because it's fountain pen ink. I don't know whether it'll move or not. I don't think it'll move. Let's see. This is and this is considered a pocket pen. And Kawaki. I got a couple of their pens there. You want me to wet that? I don't think that would. Well, let's see. I don't think that's going to move it. But here's some. Maybe. Yeah, you can see more of that. Yeah, that was a good call, Miriam. Yeah, you can see how maroony it is. Now you can see. Yeah, you can see the marooniness of it. Yeah, it's a reddish. Yeah, when you see it in the little tube that it came in, it's reddish. And the water, you're right, brings out the maroon. It's like a maroony red. Yeah, good call. Yeah. Yeah, you can really see it. Yeah, you can see it now. Good call. All right. Ooh, aged. All right, here we go real quickly. This is not going to take long at all. And then we'll be done. And I got some old paper, and it's beautifully aged. Yeah, that ink moves. Yes, it does. Kind of a wine color. Yeah, it is kind of a wine color. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's not waterproof, obviously. I've got this, but then I found this. Now, this doesn't sound old to me, but when you think about it, then it is old. Because look at the date, 1992. This coupon expired June 3rd, 1992. So I don't think it's good anymore. But I guess this is going to be considered old. And this is the Pub Presents Tim Jackson. That doesn't look like a Tim, but Wednesday, Jeff Pine. Anyway, this is going down. Roman's Kitchen. Ooh, how about the Health Wanted? Child care. Let's do child care. Classify. And we're just going to glue this down, and this is going to be my old page. And stick that there. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kimberly, for putting Beth's channel down. Kawiki. It is Kaw. It's ECO. Kawiki. This is a Kawiki sport. KAWECO. And that's how it's pronounced, Kawiki. KAWECO. Kawiki. And that's their sport. And you can buy a clip for it if you're so inclined, if you want a clip. It's not round, so it won't roll off your table. But I do have a clip for it, a gold clip. And I think I have a gold nib. That's why it was. Yeah. I only have 2 pens that have, that's it. You got it. Candy just typed it in. That's exactly, yeah. Okay, that's old, right? And I got some more old paper. Let's stick this over here. Oh, we're fine. We're good on time. Okay. I think that's, oh, I guess I have another Kawiki pen. I got lots of fountain pens, folks. I'm embarrassed how many fountain pens I have. And I had to, my students had no idea what a fountain pen was. I remember asking them one day, do you know what a fountain pen is? And they really had no idea. I remember one student said that it was a pen that you filled with fountain water. Like you go to the fountain and you use that water to fill it. And they had no idea because I always wrote with one. And I had some cheap fountain pens that I bought. I mean, really cheap ones. So I started giving the kids fountain pens. This is, I'm very happy. This is a fountain pen, Jesus. Glue by Doris. You might be familiar with Doris makes a lot of, yeah, that's the problem with, I have oh man, I got into rapidographs. Holy mackerel, talk about maintenance. Oh Lordy, and they're so expensive. Yeah. This is Doris, and I got it on Amazon, and you can buy it in a 12-pack. And Doris makes a lot of art stuff. I have a whole bunch of embossing folders by Doris. that I got it when Tuesday mornings was around. I'd get my embossing folders at Tuesday mornings, and they were embossing folders made by Doris. I'm very happy with it. I've talked about it a lot on my streams, and the packaging is also awesome because you can use it as a great stamp. I'll show it to you. Here's the packaging right here. So they come like this, 12 of them, and you can use the packaging as a stamp, which I have done. It's great stuff. Yeah. No, I've been very happy with it. I've been using it exclusively, and I still have a couple of sticks left. And, I hate, it's silly to say that, it's too sticky. It's not, but it's sticky. I mean, it's sticky. How about some poor old pioneer folks? These poor women. Oh my God. Can you imagine? I can't imagine living out on the prairie, living in a dirt house, a sod house. Oh man. I can't imagine. Those poor women. And oh God. I remember telling my students that they burnt buffalo dung for fuel because there's no wood out on the prairie. So they would go up and out with wheelbarrows, and they'd gather up big buffalo pies. And they would burn that for fuel in the winter. I don't know what that would smell like. I'm sure it wouldn't be nice. It wouldn't have the smell of a wood burning fire, that's for sure. Oh, Angie's sick too? She was get well, I guess. I didn't know you were sick, Angie. Can't keep up with you. I hope you're feeling better. You just took the 4-year-old home. Is that because you weren't feeling well? You probably need a good nap. I'm sure it didn't smell like cedar, that's for sure. No, I doubt it. All right. That's old. And I might add some photographs. Let's see. Stick this here. Oh, wait a minute. I have perfect thing to add to this. Let me finish this. I got time. I'm not going to turn into a pumpkin yet. And Michelle is on at 1:45. And Yolan's on at 2:30. And maybe at some point in time, P&M Studios might pop in. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mariah, you're the one that has to catch up on your postcard, but P is all caught up. I have some old photographs. Looky there, in a tea bag. That was a Timmy thing, so maybe I'll stick those in here. That actually is my ex-father-in-law when he was 15 years old. You can't see it because it's in this. And this is Rosemary, another relative from way. Hi, Teresa. The sweet smell of buffalo dung. I can't imagine. There were pictures in the textbook of the women out on the prairie with a wheelbarrow filled with the buffalo chips. And I told my students, yeah, sometimes when they were bored, they would use them as frisbees. Oh my God. And they believed me. They went, really? And I went, come on. No, they didn't use them as frisbees. Poor kids. They really thought that was, they really used them as frisbees. I made this. This was a thingy that you did. You put them in a, well, we'll just stick that. We'll just glue that on. Yeah, I made a whole bunch of these. Some of these are out on my prayer tags that are still out there. They're a little worse for wear, but they're all still there. And the strips of material that I added to them are all wrapped around the cord. You can't tell them no. I don't know. I have to go back. Well, thank you, Beth. Yeah. Let's see. You can't have two. You got to have three. So I'll add a third one. Let's see. Because Barbara's going to yell on me if I only have two. There's an unwritten law. You got to have three. Right, Barbara? Somebody decided a long time ago. You can't have two. You got to have 3 or 5, but not 2. Unfortunately, I found a third one. Now, I don't know who this woman, I don't know what relative this is. And I added a butterfly, and I don't know why I did that. But anyway. Yeah. Well, I was going to do the whole page with Timmy stuff, but I figured this is the real deal, obviously, because I covered that up. How stupid of me. I covered up the 1992, but you can see that it's old. All righty. There we go. Done. So I'm all caught up with the Junk Journal July Challenge hosted by Meg's Journals. Meg's Journals. Let's see. At Meg Journals, not Meg's Journal, but Meg Journals. Hashtag Junk Journal July. And I haven't looked at the hashtag. I guess. Oh, you want to see it? It came out really good, Teresa. I'll be glad to show you that because I'm very happy with that too. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Can you see? That's how it came out really good. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I was very happy how that came out. I don't think so. I have my Junk Journal January that I did last January. And because I was looking for July and I thought I had done July, but apparently I did January. So I don't know whether she does it every month. Maybe, the January, July. Yeah, this was the prompt for this page this was lettering. So, and I had a lettering book. So I basically copied this style out of the lettering book. And this was the other one where you do a floral thing. And this is Be Kind. So that was lettering. But yeah, I'm really happy with, again, it's fun. I have nothing on this page. Packaging. This was a stamp that I made. Yeah. And there we are. We're all set. We've got. So thank you, folks, for spending part of your hub day with me. Yeah, the prompts are nice. They're not crazy hard, but they're enough I know. And the word in that dot is determined. And I was determined to fit the determined in that oval. And that was the hardest part. I had to do that a couple of times before I got the word determined. You can barely, but that's the word that's in that oval. The dot for the I is determined. So, all right. Well, thank you folks again for being here. And hopefully we'll see you over at Michelle's in about 15. And in about an hour or so, we'll see you over at Yolan's. And if you can't be good, Yolan, you be careful. If you can't be good, be careful. That's what my mom used to say. So basically, don't get caught. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for being here. Hope everybody who's not feeling well feels better. Phew, got that in. Bye.